Terence Crawford is a master of adaptation inside the ring.
And there's a combination that drops Errol Spence for the first time in his...
He switches stances as easily as changing gears.
Finisher, they all expect him to be. He is. What a huge right hand.
He's a tactician who dominates with intelligence and skill.
Drops him again. It's all over.
And versatility makes him a nightmare for any opponent.
Oh, a lunging left hand. That backs up Kaliaskis. Then an uppercut. And absolutely brilliant.
Bud is the embodiment of technical boxing at its finest.
Uppercut sends him back. Another left hand and a knockdown score.
But beyond all that, he is viciously powerful.
28 right here.
This fight is over.
Thundering in. Look at Crawford. Vicious attack to close it.
So much so that whoever he touches turns into dust. And these next few knockouts prove exactly that. The 2023 battle between undefeated phenoms Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. was one of the most anticipated fights in boxing history, as it pitted two pound-for-pound elites against each other in a quest to unify the welterweight division. Crawford was known for his adaptable style and ability to switch stances seamlessly.
He called himself the big fish, right? But what you do when the fish get took out the water, you suffocate him. Let's go.
But he faced off against Spence's relentless pressure, crushing body shots and raw power.
You know my mentality, you know, it's to win, it's to go all out, give it everything. His mentality is the same thing. So I want everybody to tune in July 29th, come to the fight. We're gonna have a crawfish bowl.
The fight promised a clash of contrasting styles and egos, with Crawford's finesse facing Spence's aggression. The world was watching as the WBO, WBC, WBA, Super, and the IBF titles were on the line, meaning that this was going to be epic.
Win over Emmanuel Lardy in October of 2013, Southpaw.
But he's doing a fine job right now of
Fundamentally sound fighters in the sport, and Terence Crawford's career in the way that he has done it. These two are capable.
Absolutely, and you know, when you talk about
without even thinking, just having the instincts to do the right art. High output Crawford, yes, likes to
do better in this fight because Crawford tends to give away some
in that jab. At moments, you know, we see the counter punching from Crawford.
Spence cornering Crawford. The jab, the shot to the body. There's one of the biggest physically imposing welterweight champions ever, but Crawford can turn a fight to be a much more so than Crawford.
17 combination punches.
Yeah, letting his hands really good go, Spence. The jab hands go a lot more.
Double jab, good combination. There's that hand speed.
Those shots from Crawford.
Behind the guard.
The Spence jab is working on.
I mean, his fundamentals, speaking of Spence, I mean, just brilliant.
Goes on. He starts fast, ends fast, and textbook fighter. Errol Spence, there's a jab from
left. And the precise pressure.
When he can throw those counter punches.
Fast, explosive jab to the head and the body. And there's 7, 8, an electrifying combination.
Spence kind of overreached there with that, and Crawford saw the opportunity.
That straight left jab.
Overhand left that landed on
another
Crawford.
one, and now Spence going to the body.
And on no one's bingo card.
So Spence looking to get back into this fight. Midway point of the third, stab jab.
He gives Spence the advantage.
Long time.
Beautiful combination there.
And getting used to fighting against the lefty for the first time.
Spence takes that step back.
Spence again bothered by the offense of Crawford. Right hand, the speed, the difference is... The jab by Crawford.
With triple jab and body.
Forward, trying to lean in on
from Crawford in the openings.
The left hand and the...
It's been great.
Yeah, no doubt the pressure there is from...
The advice given to Spence.
Oh my God. His way with Errol Spence Jr., the jab, the left hand. Double jab, left hand.
Advice given to Spence, you know, he's not turning, he's not moving.
Chip on his shoulder. He'll find critics, but...
Oh, he's feeling really comfortable right now, Crawford.
And he
might still be doing good work at this point, but right now...
Crawford, who is already
round. A lead left hand that lands jab so effectively, and
yeah, the accuracy, the speed.
And meanwhile, the countering.
It's astonishing that he's been able to be this effective.
5-year-old Terence Bud Crawford.
It now comes down to almost, he's got to land something that makes it
Enough to get Crawford off that rhythm
And
that
the
he's got
counter
going
right
right now.
hook and the
Every time Spence steps in, there's Crawford taking the...
attempting to become the first male fighter in the 4-belt with just over a minute left in the 5th. It is all
That's a ridiculous percentage.
against a fellow jab.
Yeah, that eye's not looking...
He eats it and continues the jab. Oh, there's a left hand that
And he's really hitting you with a jab a lot of jab.
Using the jab very effectively. That
again. Crawford avoid on the face of Errol Spence.
Wow.
Here in rounds and up.
Now then ends the Crawford. Why Crawford's jab is so effective and so hard.
In school, and he started practicing more on his left.
terrible idea on his part because it's what he did.
He's got to get inside. He can't reach.
Oh my goodness! That. You know, also had a power jab from southpaw. He's in attendance.
With Sean Porter, he said that when you thought...
Always making life miserable for his opponents coming forward. Spence trying, coming back, going to the body, but the same way. Double Bud Crawford looking to make history. Left uppercut on the inside.
Will counter as Spence was in that last round, initiating the offense with that desperately to make something offensive happen. And
No decision. We will crown the first undisputed welter to the face of Spence by Crawford, and Crawford's accuracy just will counter left hands, and there's a right hook. Crawford avoiding him. Beautiful
Counter punching.
you know what else?
according to our unofficial score. First round on its unofficial score. Terence Bud Crawford making it look way too. The accuracy, boom, lightning fast counter.
Done, but even when he lands a good punch, it's not hurting.
One or two good, solid punches. Remember, accuracy is
Astonishing.
power. The accuracy right now from Crawford.
Putting on the pressure, the one moving forward behind a steady.
Is usually the one that Spence coming forward and he gets counted.
From Crawford is just phenomenal. I mean, that
Round number 8 through Spence of both fighters, both coming in undefeated champions.
touch from Spence.
And now Spence is in a posture to apply pressure and hope for one big shot.
Delivered punch after punch that lands. All of these shots are the 8% of his power shots.
And Crawford himself landing, oh my.
Another counter right hand. That jab continues to pop. Spence's head back.
And they're power jabs, they're not just jabs.
And there's a right hand left bust punches. Caught by Crawford on his arms. Guess all Terence Bud Crawford.
Away from a fighter that is...
Spence lunging.
Spence, he's got to make sense of this fight right now. He's been hurt.
several rounds appropriately moving forward and initiating the offense. And the intriguing thing is Crawford, who loves to counterpunch so
Ever since.
and this is why no welterweight that is facing
In the sport behind Artur Benavidez.
Yeah.
Errol Spence. And again.
close to being over, I believe.
Yeah. Spence is over.
Minute of the 9th, Spence desperately trying to land some Crawford. Leading to and the counter right. Errol Spence on inline skates. And the referee has intervened.
Crawford and Spence went to war for 9 rounds, but Bud ultimately proved that he was the better fighter by stopping his opponent and putting a decisive end to their rivalry. But this was not the first time Bud had won a fight with a thud. In 2018, Terence Crawford was still undefeated and reigning as the WBO welterweight champion, having established himself as one of the most versatile and dominant fighters in the world. Known for his sharp boxing skills, quick reflexes, and impeccable footwork, Crawford was eager to prove he was not just a champion, but the best pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. But standing in his way was Jose Benavidez Jr., a tall, strong, and fearless competitor with a reputation for his relentless pressure and heavy-handed punching.
I don't see nothing special in Crawford. I don't know why everyone's scared of him. He's in there. Everyone's sleeping, and soon they wake up because I'm going to beat his ass come Saturday.
Benavidez, who had previously challenged for a title himself, brought a different style, which included size, power, and confidence, and that made him a dangerous opponent for Crawford. The fight was billed as a clash of styles. It was Crawford's precision and slick boxing against Benavidez's raw power, and this was not going to be boring by any means. But could Jose Benavidez really pull a rabbit out of his hat?
Really work with that jab of Benavidez.
He's going to have to out-jab Terence Crawford.
And then Crawford sitting on top with that now southpaw right jab as he comes in with a straight left to the body that scores here. We're going to take just one short break here and then back to Crawford and Benavidez. Stick around.
There he is.
And there he goes to the body. It was a left hand to the body from Crawford.
He can concentrate for 36 minutes and figure it out in there.
Good exchange.
Imagined slides are usually more important than the real ones.
Jab going from there. There's another body shot that got around the left arm of Benavidez.
But Crawford stepping in behind the jab. You see the peekaboo defense there, even though. Because Benavidez, like I said, is a great counterpuncher. He has a good right hand.
Doubles up the right hand that time, does Crawford. There he works his way to the inside and included yet another body punch.
And here it is again. When you put that peekaboo defense up with those hands up.
The right knee is the knee that was shot. A bullet went through the femoral artery. It fractured the bone.
From Bud Crawford, who has had so much success going to the body in this round, taking control here. One of the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That's Terence Bud Crawford, trained by Brian McIntyre, a.k.a. Bomac, who's with Bernardo. And you said, watch out for that right hand. Tried to go to the body there, but went up top. Now he comes sweeping across that belt line and came up short.
And he's looking to just create things, different angles by switching southpaw.
So much so to the point that Jose Jr. said, hey, this fight's not going the distance. I can't let that happen here in his hometown.
A little politicking by Jose Sr. there.
And use a little bit more angles and confuse Benavidez.
A guy who sits number one atop so many pound-for-pound fighter in the world list. The guy who was number one pound-for-pound retired.
This is more than most people imagine from Jose Benavidez.
He's catching Crawford on the way out. Crawford had a tendency of doing so, getting off and coming right back.
By Crawford that spiked this crowd here. You saw him double up that left hand. Now he gets right into the kitchen of Benavidez. And he let him go again. Three-punch combination and another right hand to the body from Bud Crawford. As Ward has it 58-56 for Crawford.
Crawford right now controlling the outside. That's why he's able to land these shots. Looks like the movement of Crawford has Benavidez standing still.
I think that Crawford's fighting a little up.
Bernardo has been monitoring both corners. What can you tell us, Bernie?
I see Benavidez breathing hard, and I think Bud is in a great place.
He came in, and Bud came at him. From Bud Crawford, Tim.
Here it is. Crawford right here, making a miss, making a pace short, left.
Willingness to attack from Benavidez that I did earlier in the fight.
Covering up like that doesn't work out so well. You know who else notices it? The guy opposite him. Crawford comes in, left hand, right to the body. Good exchange to close out the eighth.
Concession that the way to win this fight, in answer to Joe's question, is that right hand coming in.
Andre Ward with an even 6th round, but still Crawford up 78-74. Many ringside have it 5 rounds to 3. Crawford.
Look at the beautiful work.
He made the point before. That jab looks good when he throws it right above the knee, walking his dog. Actually, it was a cat, too. It was an exotic $10,000 cat at midnight in Phoenix. Someone targeted him, and he knows it.
Benavidez attacked. He's standing right in front of Terence Crawford right now, not really using his jab. I want to see Terence Crawford turn it up a little bit more on Benavidez. He's there to be hit. Nice stinging body shot right there from Crawford. This is exactly what Crawford needs to do. He needs to stay close, work the body, block and counter.
Benavidez with an offensive output. Crawford comes right back. Short left hook from Benavidez. Benavidez a little more willing here in round number 10. And Crawford always that way. World champion, fat pound for pound elite. In 6 minutes for Benavidez to try to find the answer. Look at the power punches now. Crawford comes into this round having landed 100 of 238 thrown.
We talked before about Crawford basically torturing guys who've antagonized him.
Maybe looking at a go for broke 12th round from the undefeated challenger as Crawford brings it a little bit.
There it is again.
Sent off balance.
Check hook.
He's got to sell out right now.
Got to risk everything. Right, Tim?
Got to go for it. And he is. He's trying. He's trying to stop Terence and put combinations together to the head and body.
But where is that body shot we saw in the 4th round? Sitting on the ropes and shaking his head is not how he wants to end this fight, however.
Oh! Crawford gets him! My, oh my! What a shot! Half a minute.
I believe Terence lands an uppercut, a right uppercut, a punch he never threw.
Let's see how he goes about it. Best in the world. At home. Is he the finisher they all expect him to be? He is. What a huge right hand, and he has done it.
Crawford versus Benavidez was a real showstopper. Both fighters pushed themselves to the limit, exchanging their best shots and never backing down. But in the end, it was Crawford who sealed the deal with a dramatic stoppage in the 12th round, cementing his status as one of the top, if not the absolute best fighters in the world. This wasn't the first time Crawford delivered a performance that left everyone in awe, because by then, he had become known for doing the impossible. His next fight proved exactly that, because once again, Bud showed he could rise to the occasion and shock the world all over again. The 2014 fight between Terence Crawford and Yuriorkis Gamboa was set to be a highly anticipated clash, pitting Crawford's versatile and technically skilled boxing against Gamboa's explosive speed and knockout power. At the time, Crawford was the reigning WBO welterweight champion, aiming to prove he was the top dog in the division and seeking to extend his undefeated record and solidify his pound-for-pound status. Gamboa, a former champion and Olympic gold medalist, brought a wealth of experience, quickness, and dangerous punching ability, making him a formidable opponent capable of turning the tide with a single shot. The bout was expected to showcase Crawford's adaptability and tactical prowess against Gamboa's aggressive, unorthodox style, with the winner positioning themselves for even bigger fights and legacy-defining opportunities in the loaded welterweight landscape.
First jab by Crawford.
Not much difference between the two fighters so far. If I had to guess, I'd say that Crawford has landed more blows than has Gamboa. But as Larry said, and I expect soon he's going to have to take some risks. In spite of the crowd and the reaction that Crawford has, he's perfectly comfortable in doing exactly what he's doing.
Crawford's so calm all week long, such a calm demeanor, and I don't think this crowd will get to him in that sense. I think he'll be very under control all night long, doing exactly what he needs to do.
Good right hand on the inside.
See if anything changes. There's the jab immediately in the face of Gamboa.
A lot of the questions early was how if Gamboa was going to have any ring rust.
But at this distance, Crawford can outbox him all night like this.
His team speaking somewhat candidly, but it was a little tough for him making 135 this time around, Colonel.
Well, at least the promoter wanting him to go to 140. But all of that's academic right now. And a little rough on the inside there. Both at 16 knockouts. Gamboa looks like he's going to put the metal to the pedal in this round.
The picture changes. Good right hand on the inside, but didn't hurt Gamboa.
Crawford elects to go for a southpaw for a couple of seconds, and he gets whacked. Closing seconds of the third round. They exchange shots, but I think Gamboa got the better of it. Have gone in favor of Gamboa. They have on our score sheets, but we're unofficial. Chops him with the right hand, fighting from the southpaw stance.
Well, he's not switching. He's just fighting left-handed now.
This is a left hand get through, but did it shake Gamboa? And Boa's on the assault and putting pressure still.
And that was a question, too, coming into the fight, Larry, was Gamboa's chin.
Two undefeated fighters. He's had that puffy cheek for a couple of rounds now.
Good little right hand hook by Crawford.
I remember Terence said when he fights as a southpaw, he feels like he has more power with his left, but he's not landing many lefts. He's not touching him when he's jabbing as a southpaw, as this kid Gamboa is very quick on his feet and with his hands.
Oh, he hurt him with the right hand.
Yeah, he staggered and dropped him with the left hand. He hurt him with the right, then the left hand dropped him. Here's Gamboa now. And he's nailed with that left hand and dropped. You're right, Larry. He was getting brave, and he was out of position. And the rest of this round, he's fighting on instinct.
Gamboa got a little too reckless.
Well, you said he was going to have to at some stage, and he's real reckless now, but his legs aren't there. Terence touches him up with a pretty good jab, whacks him with the left hand, downstairs, loads up with the right hand.
Gamboa is fighting back valiantly.
He is hurt, trying to hang on. Terence imposing his will on Gamboa right now. Gamboa is staggering. Slides to his right, nail with another right hand. He's ready to go again, but we're out of time in the fifth round. Nails him again. He's back on his heels.
Took some heavy shots at the end of that round, so let's see.
Evens out the fight, I think, on our cards, right, Colonel, at 47 all.
Yeah, at the very least. But that's the least important thing right now. The thing is, can he continue the pace? He's fighting as a right-handed fighter now.
Whether he can weather this kid or not, he is showing us that he's got some.
He got cracked by a good.
You don't get to be as good as him.
Almost 2 minutes into this sixth round.
Very flat-footed. I was just going to say that, Colonel. Still looking a little shaky as he kind of walks forward with heavy feet.
Closing seconds now. This is the sixth round.
Ref says fight on.
I mean, we describe his trunks are a bathing suit right now. They're dripping that much, folks. Gamboa's legs are totally back, so whatever they've done in the corner, he's revived. And as they say that, he gets whacked.
Well, as you pointed out, Colonel, he's been looking down, and when he looked down, Crawford popped him.
Very slippery, yeah.
All those punches that Gamboa threw and nothing really touched Crawford.
Compared to the early rounds, Gamboa looks like he's going through motions now. Not. Now we see the advantage of the taller guy.
Gino Rodriguez says, hey, get that corner cleaned up. All right, here we go to round number 8. The Colonel Bob Sheridan and Larry Merchant, Christina Ponce, watching Top Rank Boxing.
You know, it's one punch at a time, hoping something happens and making something happen. I don't know if there's a if there's necessarily going to be a hometown advantage, but there shouldn't be a hometown disadvantage, and he'll get credit for everything he does at the very least.
Oh, here's Gamboa in the process of landing some shots. Now, down. He dropped him, hit him with the right hand and the left hand, and the knee went down. Take a look at this knockdown. Now you see who's on the assault, not really landing many blows, and then bang, right across the jaw, left hand, and a solid right hand. And it dropped him down to the canvas. So Gamboa has been down twice in the fight now, but that changes the whole complexion of the fight right now, because Gamboa is still on his feet. There's not a lot of time left in this 8th round. There he is again, and he got hurt again as Gamboa was throwing his shoe-shine punches. Crawford blasted him one more time. Just got himself in position to make that call because he was kind of behind. Gino Rodriguez being the official that was able to call that immediately when that foot hit the canvas. Well, he's got to throw all caution to the wind. If he gets stopped, he gets stopped, but he can't win in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. Actually, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Right hand landed, and now Crawford's going back to conventional. He lands an uppercut.
Solid uppercut.
I'm not sure what happened either, but when he went back to the corner after the last round, he looked a little tired to me.
And it's my belief that he hurt Terence Crawford at some stage in this 9th round. Hey, Crawford cracked him again and straightened out the right leg of Gamboa. He drops him again. That's a hard knockdown that time with the left hook.
To be a real champion.
Remember, there were stages in that round where I thought that he might have been hurt, and he drops him with a vicious left hook. He still has time to finish him off. 22 seconds, he's back at him. Gamboa is totally out on his feet. Can Crawford catch him one more time? There's no quitting Gamboa. He keeps battling, falling forward. Uppercut, drops him again. It's all over. Terence Crawford has stopped Yuriorkis Gamboa to defend his title in his hometown.
Never before defeated, obviously never knocked out. One of the most celebrated amateurs of his time.
Gamboa lasted 9 intense rounds against Crawford, but those 9 rounds served as a masterclass in boxing, proving that while Gamboa was undoubtedly a high-level talent, Crawford was truly in a league of his own, with no close second. His superior ring, IQ, precision, and adaptability kept Gamboa at bay, breaking down his opponent's game piece by piece. Yet, despite this clear display of dominance, fighters continued to test themselves against Crawford and were eager to prove their worth. One by one, each challenger met their downfall, and the next one had it the worst out of all. The blockbuster showdown between Brook and Terence Crawford in 2020 promised to be a clash of contrasting styles. Brook was known for his rugged resilience, relentless pressure, and granite chin, and he entered the ring eager to prove he still belongs among the elite after his storied career from welterweight to middleweight. Crawford, the master tactician and reigning pound-for-pound king, aimed to showcase his unmatched technical prowess, speed, and versatility against the formidable Brit. Each fighter was desperate to claim victory and cement their legacy. But could Brook really do the unthinkable and take out this once-in-a-lifetime talent?
He has finished guys, whether it is orthodox or southpaw, but in recent years we have seen plenty of Crawford, mostly in the southpaw stance, and wildly effective in doing so.
Brook has a brilliant 1-2. It's automatic. It's his favorite combination, but his jab right now is landing.
He just scored with it accurately upstairs against Crawford. Crawford looking to close that gap as he goes southpaw for a moment, doubles up the right-hand jab, and then comes with a left. Good exchange here as he switches back to righty. Size across the shoulders, across the back. Look at the muscles popping in the upper body of Kell Brook, and the base he has as well, that foundation with the legs. Fought at this 147-pound limit. He was fighting brilliantly, and then Spence got to him with the power and scored an 11th round TKO.
Clean flush shots.
Right now it's a battle of patience. Neither fighter can afford to make a mistake, and as you see,
what he was doing in the right-handed stance wasn't working.
What do you suspect here, Dre?
I think the latter is true. The right-handed stance wasn't working, and he wants to see if he can get something going from the left-handed stance.
Stop. No. Ingle did not want to travel and then have to quarantine nor come to the United States. So instead, Carlos Formento is the trainer.
Well, when Crawford turns southpaw, he's not even throwing.
That's what happens. That's what turning southpaw does. But it does allow you to land a right hand like Brook just landed on Crawford right now.
A right hand
hands free.
can be the best weapon against a southpaw.
That's how Errol Spence had success against Brook. He closed the distance and started to bully Kell Brook. He started to fight him in close. Brook fought back valiantly, but he really didn't have any answers for that.
I see some swelling already on the right eye of Terence Crawford, in the right hand, right down the middle that just lands for Kell Brook.
And there's a right hand from Crawford.
Crawford has to continue to get his lead foot outside the lead foot of Brook to have success with his offense. That will put him in a safe position to let his combinations go. Beautiful right hand.
And the champ gets to him.
Get over here.
Just like that.
Get over here.
Terence Bud Crawford hits the
6,
gas.
7, 8.
Like a right hook, right on the money, right on the button. And you see the legs right there of Brook as he wobbled back to that corner. Nice finish up right here, combination from Terence Bud Crawford. You know, sometimes your opponent can do the work for you. As you can see, Kell Brook was moving forward. He shot a jab out there. Crawford timed it over the top with a nice, short, I would say jab, hook, jab, hook type.
That's the first knockdown. Remember, the ropes held him up.
Boom. And you know, that shot wasn't even on the chin. That shot was right on the eye, and it had that type of effect on Kell Brook. That shows you what type of devastating punching power Terence Bud Crawford possesses.
One of the best closers in the game. 27 knockouts in his career. Do we have 28 right here?
This fight is also
thundering in. Look at Crawford. Vicious attack to close it.
No.
And he stares him down.
Okay. No.
With his family here, his wife Isha gets that look in his eyes.
At this point, the fight was as good as done because Terence Crawford is one of the best finishers in the game. You can't be hurt like that against Crawford, especially knowing that he had a slow start. He wants to come in here and prove a point and remind everybody why he's atop that list, and that's how you do it. Once again, to your point, Tim, it's not a 3 or 4 round fight. It's a 12-round fight or less. And I wanted to see the reaction from Kell Brook once Terence Crawford landed a clean shot.
In just 4 rounds, Crawford demolished Brook like a nobody and proved that the gap between him and the rest of the top contenders in the division was wider than what many originally thought, and that he was now simply collecting trophies. In just 14 years, Terence Crawford has faced and defeated 42 opponents who dared to step into the ring with him. Among them are some of the biggest names in boxing, including the legendary Canelo Alvarez. That alone cements Crawford's place among the top 5 greatest fighters in boxing history. But of course, opinions are are like belly buttons and everyone has one. So, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Is Terence Crawford the GOAT? Does his incredible resume and dominance make him the greatest of all time? Or do other legends still hold that title in your eyes? Drop your comments below and share your take. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.